Yes, you're right. Penniless has something to do with money. What does that mean to be penniless?
No money.
That's right. Absolutely no money. Absolutely no money. Money. Muhammad, can you read the first sentence? What does the first sentence say?
For someone's sake,
Oh,
do it because you
well, let me make this bigger so it's clear. This one here. Oh, let's change it. Here we go. Now it's less confusing.
he was penniless after losing his job.
Okay. Now, if I say this, I'm going to say the first three words, okay? But I just want you to think about the length of the vowel sounds. He was penniless. He was penniless. He was penniless. Do you hear any big vowel sounds in there? He was penniless.
Penniless. First syllable
Okay, the first syllable
in
of
uh,
penny.
pen
Hmm.
in penniless.
Okay, the rest of them are pretty small, aren't they?
Yes.
He was penniless. Can you say it like that?
Uh, he he was penniless.
Penniless.
He
Penniless.
was he was penniless.
Hmm. Can you say it, Pachu? How would you say that?
He was penniless.
Hmm.
He was
He
penniless.
was penniless. He was penniless. He was penniless. So we've got small, big, small. He was penniless.
He was penniless.
Okay. What is let's see. After losing is. After losing is. After losing is. What do you think about the vowel sounds in there, Pachu? After losing is.
After Lu.
Oh, okay. So the big sound is lu.
Ah, yeah, after.
Maybe after.
Yes.
But you could do after if you want. You could do a. Should we do a? What's the a? After losing is. No, no, no. Let's not make that big. Let's just keep it with what losing is. Losing is.
Yes.
Losing.
Yes.
So this is actually pretty small. So this is like one word. Needless after. Needless after. Needless after.
Okay. Needless after. Needless after.
It's like one word. Needless after. Needless after. Needless after.
Needless after. Needless after.
It was penniless after losing.
He was penniless after losing.
Okay. Now, can you say that, Muhammad? He was penniless after losing.
He was penniless after losing.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, do you know that word his is a really common word, and it often just attaches to the word in front of it. So you probably would say these two words together. Losing is, losing is, losing is.
Losiness.
Mm-hmm.
Losiness.
It becomes like one word. That word his, most unless it's a very special word, it just attaches itself to the word in front of it. Losing is, losing is.
Losiness.
He was penniless after losing his.
He was penniless after losiness.
Hmm. And then what do you think about the final word, Muhammad? Is that a long sound? Job.
Long.
Yeah, it's really long. Okay, so now we have our rhythm. We found our rhythm here. He was penniless after losing his job. Can you say it like
He
that?
was he was penniless after losing his job.
Hmm. Can you say that, Pachu?
Yeah. He was penniless after losing his job.
Losing is, losing is, losing is, losing is.
Losing it. Losing it. Losing it.
He was penniless after losing his job.
He was penniless after losing his job.
Okay. And Pachu, how many phrases do you think we could divide this sentence into?
So he was penniless
Mm-hmm.
is the first.
Okay.
and then
Mhm.
after losing his job.
Okay. I think maybe let's just do two. Let's just do two. It's not a very long,
Yes,
so let's just make two phrases. Okay. So
yes,
he
okay,
was
yes.
penniless after losing his job.
He was penniless after his losing job.
After Oh, PP is leaving. Bye, PP. Thanks for watching. Wow, what time is it? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's definitely time for bed. Okay. He was penniless after losing his job.
He was penniless after losing his job.
Yeah, so we can pause. We can do a pause there to separate the two phrases if you want. You don't have to, but that could be a way to show that it's two phrases. He was penniless after losing his job.
He was penniless after losing his job.
Can you say the whole sentence, Mohammed?
He was penniless. He was penniless.
Hmm.
Penniless. He was penniless after losing his job.
Okay. Do you know? I'm hearing you say penniless, and to me that seems like the ear is kind of hitting kind of in the back, but what you want is to push it forward a little bit more. Penniless.
He was penniless. He was penniless
Say
after losing his job.
say li li li.
Le, le,
Okay,
le,
li. Do you feel where that hits in your mouth? It's kind of like maybe right around here when you say the vowel sound li li. Maybe here like that li li.
le.
Do you feel
Yes,
that? But can you try to
yes.
redirect it and make it go like that? Li li.
Penniless,
Oh,
penniless.
but it should be knee. I'm sorry, it's knee. I'm getting tired. Knee. We should be doing knee, not Lee. So this is ne. Same thing though, ne. But try to go knee. You should feel it in your nose. Knee.
Ni,
Yeah, knee.
penniless,
Penny.
penniless.
Penniless. That's better. That sounds better. Penniless.
He
Penniless.
was penniless, penniless. He
He
was penniless.
He was penniless after losing his job. Okay. Now, in that first sentence, do you want to make this sound happy and fun, or do you want to make this sound sad and serious?
Fun.
Which fun? Okay. So now we'll always start with a high tone in the beginning of the phrase because mostly when you start a phrase, you'll start with a high tone. He, he. And when you get to your important
He,
when you get to your important word, penniless, uh, we're going to keep the high tone. So he was penniless. He was penniless. So we'll
he
fall
was
down.
penniless.
Uh-huh. So because this is the end of the phrase, we always when you do a phrase, most of the time you want to start high and go low. But what we're going to do is say he was penniless. We'll have to do another high one for penniless, and fall down. Penniless. He was penniless.
He was penniless.
Yeah. He was penniless.
He was penniless.
Pachi, can you say that?
Uh, he was penniless.
Okay. He was penniless. Less. Can you go low? Less.
Okay. So he was penniless.
Hmm.
Penniless.
Less. Penniless. You hear the different penniless. Penniless. I'm exaggerating. Penniless. Penniless.
Pen, penniless. Penniless.
He was
Penniless. He
okay.
was penniless.
All right. Now in the next phrase, Pachu, uh,
Yeah.
what do you think? Do you want to make this sound happy and fun or sad and serious?
Yeah, the serious.
Okay. So we're going to start our phrase in a high tone because you usually do start your phrase in a high tone. But
Yeah.
we're just going to go straight down to the bottom because we want to sound serious. So after losing his job,
After losing his job,
losing his job, losing his job,
losing his job,
lo-
losing his job,
losing is,
losing it, losing it,
losing is,
losing it,
losing his job,
losing his job, losing his job,
losing his job.
losing,
hmm Can you try?
losing his job.
Can you try that, Mohammed? Start high, losing his job, and go down,
Yes, after losing his job,
losing his job.
losing his job.
He was penniless after losing his job.
He was penniless after losing his job.
Okay, when you say knee, try to push it out of your mouth more. Knee. You know when you say knee, your tongue kind of pulls back like a snake ready to attack. Knee,
Knee.
knee.
Okay.
Penniless.
He was penniless
hmm He was
after
pen-
losing his job.
he was penniless after losing his job.
He was penniless
hmm
after losing his job.
Can you try to say that, Pachu? The whole thing?
Uh, he was penniless after losing his job.
Okay, is it penniless or penniless? Penniless.
It's, it's a penniless.
Penniless. So it goes from high to low. Penniless.
It's a penniless,
He was penny
penniless.
after losing his job.
He was penniless after losing his job.
Okay. How will you make a yes no question with that sentence, Pachu?
So was he penniless, penniless
Mm-hmm.
after losing his job?
Okay. When you're making a question in English, what is the question tone? What how would you describe the question tone?
Yeah, it's a rising tone.
Yeah, it is. So that would be was he? Was he? Was
Was he?
was
Was he?
was he penniless?
Was he penniless?
Okay.
Was he penniless?
And what is the most important word in that question, do you think?
It's was.
Okay,
Was.
was he? Was he?
Was he?
Was he
Was he?
was he
Was he?
was he penniless?
Was he
Oh,
penniless?
I'm doing it the wrong way. Was he penniless? Penny was he penniless? Penniless?
What was he? Was he penniless?
uh,
Was he penniless?
was he penniless after losing his job?
Okay. Was he penniless after losing his job?
Can you say that, Muhammad? How would you say that?
Was was he penniless after losing his job?
Okay. So when you say the knee, just try to pull your tongue back like it's a snake ready to attack. Knee.
Knee. Knee.
So was he penniless? Penniless? Was he?
Was
Was he? Go ahead.
was he penniless
Mm-hmm.
after losing his job?
Mm-hmm. And remember, when you say the p sound, you have to be pushing out a lot of air. P, p, penniless.
Was he penniless?
P.
Penniless?
Pretend like you're spitting. P.
Was he was he penniless
See,
after losing his job?
I'm hearing you say penniless. Penniless. It's like you don't want to do the part because it's probably not a very nice sound, but you have
I
to.
I can't mix it to the N sound.
You can't what
Mix the P with the N.
with the pen.
Ends
Mm-hmm.
pen
P.
pen
Can you say p?
pa
Can you say pe?
pe
Pe. Spit more.
pen
You have to spit more. Pe.
pen penniless
Penniless. Penniless. Was he
penniless.
was he penniless after losing his job?
Was he penniless? Was he penniless
Okay,
after
but
losing his job?
yeah, also though, remember to when you say e, you have to pull your tongue back like a snake about to attack. Penniless.
Was he penniless
Mm-hmm. After losing his job.
uh,
Huh?
after losing his job?
Pachu, how will you answer no to that question?
Uh, No, he wasn't penniless after losing his job.
Okay, what do you think is better? Wasn't or wasn't?
Wasn't.
Yeah,
Wasn't.
yeah, that's better. Wasn't. That sounds better. All right. Tell me again. No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't penniless after losing his job.
Uh-huh. Can you say that, Muhammad? How would you say that?
No, he wasn't penniless. No, he wasn't penniless after losing his job.
Okay. No, he wasn't penniless after losing his job. Okay.
No, he wasn't penniless after his losing his job.
Okay. All right. Can you see the new sentence that I have on the screen?
Yes.
All right. Can you read it? What does it say?
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with smile.
Okay. What does that word courteous mean? What does that mean? Courteous.
Yeah, I will search for it.
I'm sorry, what?
I will search for it because I
I'm
don't
sorry. You
know.
can't see it because of the way. Let me move this down. Now you probably can.
Uh,
It just means polite. We won't make it a big
yes,
mystery. It's a pretty common word though. It's just another word for polite. Courteous. Courteous. Okay.
cour- uh, courteous,
Courteous. Courteous. Courteous.
courteous.
Courteous.
Okay,
If I say the first,
courteous.
that's right. If I say the first three words of that phrase, tell me about the vowel sounds. The waiter was. The waiter was. The waiter was. The waiter was.
Can you zoom in?
Oh, sure. The waiter was. The waiter was. The
Th-
waiter was.
The way the waiter was.
What kind of vowel sounds do you hear? Do you hear really big, long vowel sounds or short vowel sounds in that phrase?
Waiter is long.
Just the A, right? Because it's got two sounds. It's a. So
Yes,
waiter. So it's just the A that's really long. The waiter was. Can you say that?
the waiter was.
Uh-huh. The waiter was. Pachu, can you say that? The waiter was.
The waiter was.
The
The
waiter.
waiter was.
The short, long, short. The waiter was. Okay.
The waiter was.
What do you think about the next two words, Pachu? Very courteous. Very courteous. Very.
Very courteous.
What do you think about the
Very.
vowel sounds in that? Very courteous. Are they long or short? Hello? Uh-oh, I think
I can hear. I,
Pachu disappeared. Well, what do you think, Mohammed? While we're waiting for Pachu to return
Hello, sir.
from, okay, Pachu is back from the land of mystery.
Hello, sir.
Okay, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
What do you think about the vowel sounds? Very courteous, very courteous, very courteous. Which
Is a
vowel sound do you hear?
yeah, courteous.
Uh-huh. How
Is
about
a
very?
courteous.
What about very? Do you think there's a long sound in there somewhere? Very courteous.
Yes. Berry. Yeah. Be. Be.
Yeah, I think it probably is. So let's uh let's highlight the big sounds so we can find our rhythm.
Yes.
All right. So this is
Yeah.
the waiter was very courteous.
The wait. The waiter was very courteous.
Hmm. How many syllables in that word courteous?
Co- D. As four.
I hear three. Courteous. Courteous.
Okay. Courteous.
Courteous. But you know that thing I told you about connecting the two vowel sounds? Courteous. I don't think it's so
Yeah. E.
not really that important here because this is not an accented syllable. So you don't have to pay too much attention here to that rule.
Okay.
So
Yes.
it could be
Yes.
very small here. The waiter was very courteous.
Okay. The waiter was very courteous.
Uh-huh. Can you say that, Mohammed, the whole phrase?
the waiter was very courteous.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the waiter was very courteous. All right. Now if
The
I
wait
go ahead, do it again.
the waiter was very courteous.
Okay. Now, if I say the next three words together, think about how the length of the vowel sounds, if they're short or long. And greeted us, and greeted us, and greeted us.
Greeted. First syllable is long.
Okay. How about the word and? How does that sound in this phrase? And greeted us, and greeted us.
And and greeted us. And greeted us.
Hmm. It's really, if you notice, I'm just saying I'm not even saying any vowel sounds. I'm just saying and greeted, and greeted, and greeted. Can you say those two sound
And, gre-
two words?
and greeted us.
Hmm. Yeah. So there's really not even a vowel sound there. The waiter was very courteous and greeted us.
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us.
Hmm. Okay, so I'm going to make this part big to remind us. But can you hear the rhythm? So we've got a rhythm going. The waiter was very courteous and greeted us.
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us.
Can you say that, Pachu?
Okay. The waiter was very courteous and greeted us.
Greeted us, greeted us, greeted us.
Greeted us. Greeted us.
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us.
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us.
What do you think, Pachu? What do you think about the next two words with a? Do you think those are important words?
No, sir.
Okay.
As with the
So
with
so
the
maybe what we could do is we could make this one big word here. Let's wait. I'm going to underline this. So this would be greeted us with a greeted us with a
greeted us with the
greeted us with a.
greeted 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 us with the
Mhm. The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a.
the waiter was very courteous and greeted with us.
Greeted us with a. Greeted us with a.
Greeted with the greeted with
Greet
greeted us with the
greeted us with a. Greeted us with a. Greeted us with a.
Greeted with greeted us with the
That's hard, right? Can you try that, Mohammed? Can you try to say greeted us with a?
He did us with
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a.
the waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a
Okay. Now, what about that final word, Mohammed? Can you say that final word?
smile,
Smile. Smile. What do you think about the
smile,
what do you think about that vowel sound?
long,
It's really long. Okay. So we'll make this big. Okay. So if let's practice the rhythm of the entire sentence. The waiter was very courteous with us. The the waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
the waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
Okay. Now is it wissa or witta?
With
Witta. Witta. Greeted us with da. With da. With da. Can you say with da?
greeted us with a
Yeah, greeted us with da.
with
Greeted us with a smile.
greeted us with the smile.
Okay. Now, Mohammed, how many phrases do you think we could divide this sentence into?
The waiter was
Okay.
very courteous.
Okay, so the waiter was, that's one phrase.
Okay, yes.
Okay, like this. The waiter was very courteous.
And
I
greeted
think it would
us.
I no, I don't know. I think it would be a good idea to keep this. I think maybe we could divide this with the word and. I think that might be better. Like this. The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile. They're pretty short phrases. I think that might be okay to do it like this. Do you see what I did?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Pachu, what do you think? Should we make this sound happy or serious? Friendly
it's-
or educational?
yeah, friendly.
Friendly? Okay. So what does
Yeah.
that mean? How should we, if we want to make this friendly, well, first of all, how do all the phrases start? Do the phrases start high or low?
Yeah, it's a rising tone. Is a high.
Okay, high. Not rising, but probably just high. So I'm just going to make this syllable red to indicate this should be high. What do you
Yeah.
think, if we look at this phrase, the waiter was very courteous, what would you identify as maybe the most important word in this phrase?
Is a courteous.
Okay,
Very is also a adjective,
so
adverb.
which one do you think would be better to make like our mountain peak?
Yeah, is a very.
Yeah, probably very. Let's make this, let's do something different. Let's make this super big. Okay. Now it's friendly. So what should it be, high or low? It's friendly, it's nice, it's casual, high or low?
Is a high.
High, okay. And then
High.
how should we end our sentence? Should it be high or low?
At the low.
Yeah, because usually what happens is there are several ways that you could do a sentence, but right now we're just doing something very simple. We're starting high and then we're moving down to the low. Okay, so we want to finish
Yes.
low here. Okay, so we have way ver cur way ver cur. The waiter was very courteous.
The waiter was very courteous.
Okay. The waiter was very courteous.
The waiter was very courteous.
Very courteous. That's right. That was better. I like the way you did that very that time. That really is how it should sound. The waiter was very courteous.
The waiter was very courteous.
Very courteous. That's our big word. That's our superstar word. Mohammed, can you try to say that?
Is
The waiter was very courteous.
Okay, but we want to try to give some tones to it. So the waiter, can you try to make that a little bit higher sound? The waiter, courteous, waker. Can you hear the difference?
Yes.
Waker, waker.
The blue is not stressed, right?
Wait, it's
The
stressed.
is the I mean is a falling tone.
It's a fall. Well, it's a low tone, not exactly falling. It could be a falling tone if you want it to be, but it's a falling. Do you know what I do? I was using this website. Wait, let me see if I can find it, and I'll put it in the chat. I forgot how I found it. Like, I wish I could remember how I found this. Uh, Maybe if I do interactive. Where was that? No, I don't know. I found this website where it's like a musical website. You can talk into the microphone and it will tell you if you're doing high or low. It's kind of cool. But then you can see if you're doing a high tone or a low tone. It's kind of hard to notice at first until you recognize it. But I'm not going to waste time looking for it now, but I'll try to find it for the next time. Okay.
Yes, it will be very beneficial.
Yeah, because I think then you could just practice, and because it will show you like when you do the high, it will go up, and then when you do the low, it will go down. So then you know exactly. You can see it visually, and then maybe it because I couldn't tell before until I started practicing with that. It's a hard thing to notice, but it's something that happens. Okay. So,
Okay.
so let's keep doing this blind for today, and then maybe tomorrow I'll find it. I can't remember how I found that. So the waiter was
Okay.
very courteous.
The waiter was very courteous.
Now, is it za or the?
The
The. The. Try again, but try to say the instead.
the waiter was very courteous.
Okay. Now, if we go to the next phrase, all right. Uh, how do most phrases start, Mohammed? Do they start with a high tone or a low tone usually?
High tone.
That's right. So for our first special word, we'll make that red, which will indicate that it should be high. Greeted us. Greeted us. Greeted us.
Greeted us.
Greeted us. Okay. And then this doesn't matter too much. We could make it go down a little bit. Greeted us with a.
Greeted us with a
Okay. Is it with za or with ta?
with a
Okay. Now, how do you want to finish this? Do you want to finish this phrase sounding serious or educational or happy and friendly?
educational.
You want to be educational? Okay.
Formal, yes.
Formal? Okay. All right. So then you want to, if you want to sound serious, you go low. Smile. Smile.
Yes.
Can you say it?
Smile. Yes.
Smile. Greeted us with a smile.
Greeted us with a smile.
Mhm. If you wanted to sound happy, you could make the first part of smile high. Smile. And you could fall. You could give a falling tone. Smile. You hear the difference?
Okay.
So serious is just flat, smile, low. But if you wanted to sound happy or friendly, you could do a rise. You could start high and then fall. Smile.
Smile.
Yeah, that's kind of you've kind of got it there. That would be like kind of a happy way. Smile. You have to finish low because it's the end of the phrase, but you could start that word kind of high to make it sound nicer. Smile.
Smile.
hmm But since we're being educational or serious or formal, you can just say smile.
Okay. Smile.
Do you hear the difference?
Yes. Smile and smile.
Smile and smile. All right. So
Smile.
go ahead.
Okay. Smile and smile.
Okay. Greeted us greeted us with a smile. Well, no, sorry. Greeted us with a smile.
Greeted us with a smile. Uh, Greeted us with a smile.
Okay. Pachu, can you say that final part? Greeted us with a smile. With a smile. Sorry. I have a hard time being
Okay.
serious and formal.
So greeted us with a smile.
Smile. Smile. Be serious at the end. Smile. It's low.
Is a smile.
Greet,
Smile.
greeted us with a smile.
Greeted us with a smile.
Okay.
Smile.
So the waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
Can you say the whole thing, Mohammed?
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
Okay. Mohammed, how will you make a how waiter greet us question? So you have the information here. How will you make a how waiter greet us question?
Uh, how did the waiter greet us?
Okay. Uh, uh, what is the most important word in your question, do you think?
How?
Probably, yeah. So how should you say how? If that's the most important word in your question, how would you say it?
How?
How? You make it longer. Stretch it out a little bit. How did the waiter greet us?
How did the waiter greet us?
How did the waiter? Is it the waiter or the waiter?
How did the waiter greet us?
How did the waiter greet us?
How did the waiter greet us?
Okay. Can you make that question, Pachu?
Yes. So how did the waiter greet us
Okay.
with
And what is the most important word in that question? Do you think?
it's a how? How
Okay. So
is a
so
how?
do you think it would be a good idea to say how or how?
Is a how?
Yeah. So
Is a
you want to emphasize that word. How did the waiter greet us?
how the waiter greet us?
How did the how? I'm just going to do.
Ho-
I'm just going to do the vowel sounds. Okay. Ow. Ow. Ow.
How how how
How did the? How did the?
how would the how would the
How did the waiter greet us?
how would the waiter greet us?
Greet us. Greet us. Let's make e longer. How did the waiter greet us?
How do the waiter greet us? Greet us.
Mohammed, how did the waiter greet us?
How did the waiter greet us?
What is the answer?
The waiter was very cur- um, courteous.
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 Courteous. Courteous. The waiter was very courteous
The waiter was very courteous.
and greeted us with a smile.
Read, read this sentence.
Yeah, well, don't read it. Think about how to say it. And greeted us.
Yeah.
Try to do it in your head. And greeted us.
So we moved to another topic, or we stay.
Well, let's finish the sentence and then we'll move to another topic. Okay, but try to say
Okay,
it without reading. Try to do it without reading. And greeted us
Yes.
and greeted us
with a smile.
with a smile.
And greeted us with a smile.
And greeted us with a smile.
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
See, you don't have to read it. You can do it in your head. That's better if you can do it in your head, right?
Yes.
Pachu, can you try to say the whole thing? The waiter was very courteous and greeted us with a smile.
Okay. The waiter was very courteous and greeted with a smile.
And greeted us with a smile.
And greeted us with a smile.
Okay. Can you read, Pachu, can you read the next sentence that I have? This is the final one for today. Okay.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
can you read this sentence here?
Okay. So please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
What does that mean when you say for everyone's sake?
So the driver should drive his vehicle for everyone. For everyone.
Yeah, think of everyone else. Don't think of yourself. Maybe it's fun to drive like a crazy person. I've seen. I wish PP was still here because I've seen videos on YouTube that I guess in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I don't know if this is true in Egypt, but I've seen this in Saudi Arabia. I've seen YouTube videos. The young guys, they like to drive their cars like crazy people in the desert. Have you seen those videos, Mohammed?
Yes, besides the camels. He race beside the camels.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I've just seen them drive like they drive like really, really super crazy, and I guess they think it's fun. But
They have much money, much money, so they don't care.
yeah, well, you
If
see,
the car crashes, they would get another one.
yeah. So, or but the problem is maybe they could hurt other people, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So maybe what you would tell them is, okay, look, I know you're having fun. I know this is a lot of fun for you. It's a lot of fun to do that, but think about other people and drive safely. That's what that means. For everyone's sake, please drive carefully for everyone's sake. Think of other people. Don't think about yourself. Maybe you enjoy it, but think about everybody else. Do you understand what that means?
Yes,
Yeah, so it means stop thinking about yourself and think of this other thing. Okay.
I got it.
All right. So now if I say the first three words, let's do the first two words. Please drive. Please drive. What do you think is the biggest word or the biggest sound in there? Please drive. Please drive.
Drive.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is drive. Please drive. Can you say those two words together?
Please drive.
Please drive. Okay. Careful.
Please drive.
Uh huh. That's right. Please drive. Can you say that, Pachu? Please drive.
Please drive. Please drive.
Okay. What if we add the word carefully? Please drive carefully. Oh, suddenly, suddenly we have a problem. I've got to change this back. Because when we put these three words together, wait, please, which, okay, if I say the three words together, which is the biggest word? Please drive carefully.
Yeah, carefully.
Yeah, so
Care.
suddenly it changes when we add the word carefully. Because I wasn't thinking, but carefully, that's an adverb. And a lot of times,
Yeah,
adverbs
adverb.
are very important words. Adjectives and adverbs become very important. Please drive carefully.
Yeah, because
Because
yeah, he please drive carefully.
mhm. Please drive carefully. Carefully really is, maybe that's like the superstar of the whole sentence. Please
Yes.
carefully. Can you say that again?
Please drive.
Go ahead.
Please drive carefully.
Please drive carefully. Can you say that, Mohammed?
Please drive carefully.
Carefully. Carefully.
Carefully.
Okay. Mohammed, what do you think? Let's see. For everyone's sake. For everyone's sake. What sounds like the biggest word in that phrase? For everyone's sake.
Every.
For everyone's sake.
e-
For everyone's sake.
Every.
Every. Every.
Yes.
Every. All right. I guess this is a pretty.
Every.
Every. Please drive carefully for everyone's sake. What about sake?
Please drive. Sake is short because it's the last word.
Well, oftentimes the last word could be one of the most important words in the idea. So actually,
Yes.
the last word, most of the time, is really the most important word. And for everyone's sake. Well, I think they're equally big. I think that's the thing. It's not that one is bigger than the other, but they're kind of the same. For everyone's sake. Yeah, I think that's good. That's a good pattern. Okay. So we have our small big small big small big pattern. Please drive carefully for everyone's sake. Please drive carefully for everyone's sake. Can you say that, Mohammed?
Please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
Okay. Can you say the whole phrase, Pachu?
Please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
Okay, that's good. But I'm just going to write two words on the screen, okay? Let me know when you can see these two words that I have written here.
Yes.
Do you see them?
Yes.
How do you say number one?
Yes. So is a sick.
And how do you say number two?
The sick.
Number one?
Sick.
Number two?
Sick.
Do those two words sound the same to you?
No.
Okay. What's the difference?
Uh, First is sick. Ache
How many sounds in number one?
is two.
What are the two sounds?
A.
A. So that's like, so you say which I think is no problem for you. And then you have to pull your tongue back like a snake about to attack. Here's the top of your mouth. Here's your tongue. Sake, sake, sake,
Sake.
sake,
Sake.
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 But there are two sounds. You have to hear the two sounds. If you don't hear the two sounds, it sounds to me like you're saying number two. Say number one again.
Sake.
Sake,
Sake.
sake. So you have to pull your tongue back like a snake about to attack. Sake,
Sake.
sake,
Sake.
sake. And how do you say number two?
Is it sick.
Sick. How,
Sick.
how do you say number one?
sake,
And how do you say
sake,
number two?
sick, sick,
Mohammed, can you say number one?
sick,
Sake. And how do you say number two?
si- sick,
Sick. Sick. Sick.
sick,
Sick. Say number one again.
sick, sick,
Sake. Number two.
sick,
Sick. Sick.
sick.
Okay. So Mohammed, what do you think? First of all, how many phrases do you think we could divide this sentence into?
Two.
Two? Okay, what are the two phrases? What is the first phrase?
Please drive carefully
Okay. What is
for uh, for everyone's sake.
okay, sick or sake?
Sake,
Sake. It's two sounds. E.
sake,
E. E. Sake.
sake,
Mm-hmm.
sake.
Okay. And how do you want to sound? Do you want to sound serious or do you want to sound happy and fun?
Serious.
Okay. So what do you recommend for the tones for the first phrase? What do you recommend? How would you what kind of tones would you apply to that phrase? How would you start it? Would you start high or low?
Is start high.
Okay. So
Please drive.
okay. So I'm going to make this red to indicate that this should be high. And then what's going to happen?
Please drive carefully.
So please drive carefully. Please drive carefully.
Please drive carefully.
Uh-huh. Okay. Now if you wanted to sound friendlier, you could put a high tone on care and say carefully. Please drive carefully. So that would sound friendlier or nicer, but the way you're saying it, it sounds serious or formal or educational. Please drive carefully.
Please drive carefully.
Pachu, can you say that? Please drive carefully.
correct. Please drive carefully.
Okay. Pachu, what do you think about the final phrase? Would you like to make that sound educational or serious or formal? Or would you like to make it sound friendly and nice?
Yeah, it's serious.
Okay. So, what do you recommend that we do if we're talking about the tones that we're using? How can we make that sound serious? What do we have to do?
So the first sound is falling tone and another is high.
Well, it's the opposite, really, because usually an English sentence, like a neutral English phrase, would start high and then fall.
Yeah,
So,
yes.
so we want to start high, and we want to go down low. So we'll start with for everyone's sake.
For everyone's sake.
Mm-hmm. Sick or sake?
Sake. Sake.
Sake, sake. For everyone's sake.
For everyone's sake.
Please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
Please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
That was very nice. Mohammed, can you read the entire phrase?
Please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
Mm-hmm. Sick or sake?
Sake,
Sake. Sake.
sake,
Sake. That was good.
sake,
Sake. Sake.
sake.
And sake. Please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
Please drive carefully for everyone's sake.
Uh,
Sake.
okay. Uh, Can you, Mohammed? Can you make a question? How should drive? How should drive? How would you make?
How,
Go ahead.
how should I drive
Let's say you. Let's
for
yeah, let's use you. How about you? How should say you
how how should you drive for everyone's
mm,
sake?
for everyone's sake? For everyone's sake. Try again. Tell me. Ask again.
Uh, how should you drive for everyone's sake?
Should you? Should you? Should you? Should you?
How should you drive for everyone's sake?
What is the most important word in that phrase?
How?
So how should you say it if it's very important?
How should you drive for everyone's sake?
How should you drive? So again, we want the big, small, big, small. How should you drive?
How should you drive for everyone's sake?
How should you drive for everyone's sake? Pachu, can you make that question?
Okay. How should you drive for everyone's sake?
How sick or sake?
Sake.
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 Got to pull your tongue back when you do that.
Yes.
How should
Yes. I
for everyone's sake? hmm Go ahead.
so how 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 should she drive for everyone's
Well,
sake?
we'll say how should you, like you in general, every person. How should every person drive? How should you drive? Should you? How should you?
How should you
How?
drive for
Yes,
everyone?
that's big, small, big. How should you drive
How should you drive
for everyone's
for,
sake?
for everyone's sake?
Okay, that was very clear. That was really good. Okay. Uh, and
Okay.
how should you drive for everyone's sake?
How should you drive for everyone's sake?
Sake. What is the answer?
Everyone should drive carefully for everyone's sake.
hmm We can just say you. You should drive carefully for everyone's sake. We can say you. You should drive carefully for everyone's sake.
You should drive carefully for everyone's sake.
Sick or sake?
Sake,
Sake. It's two sounds. E.
sake,
E. Pull your tongue back.
sake,
Sake.
sake,
Sake.
sake.
Okay. Can you say, finally, Pachu, can you say that you should drive carefully for everyone's sake?
You should drive carefully for everyone's sake.
That's good. That was really good. Okay. I think you're improving, Pachu.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. We are done for today, okay? I'm
Okay,
Okay.
thank you for
well, thank you for I appreciate that you came and you stayed for all this time. It's a long time. So, I don't think I'm going to do tomorrow morning. I think I have to rest my voice. So, but I think like I'll put on the schedule because we'll probably do the art of reading, but maybe like a little bit later. So, about maybe 13 hours from now. Do you think that would be okay? Do you think that would work for you? Like so, not at
yes,
like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So that's about like maybe about 13 hours from now. So if you can join
yes.
me, then we can continue. We can do the art of reading. But I don't think I'm doing Gone with the Wind tomorrow morning. Okay.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. So
Thank you.
thank you everyone who stayed and watched, and thank you for your comments and your questions and participating. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye.
Okay, sir.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.